Kay, this is another, and I'm sure not the last, extraordinary twist in this whole story. Neil Wallace, I've learned, was employed last year by the Commissioner at Scotland Yard as a consultant to offer advice and support on strategic communications, including advice on speech writing, PR activity. And this was at a time when the Deputy Director of communications at Scotland Yard was on long-term extended sick leave. He was recovering from a serious illness. Now, Neil Wallace's company, a company called Chamey Media, bid for a 2-day-a-month contract along with 2 other companies, and Neil Wallace's company was hired, and he, in fact, worked for about a year. The contract was terminated by mutual consent in September last year, but for the year leading up to that, he was working 2 days a week, was paid £24,000 by Scotland Yard for advice as a consultant. And he was working for the Commissioner's office, providing the same kind of services for the Director of Public Affairs, so that's the man in charge of the PR and press arm of Scotland Yard, but also providing advice, strategic support for the Special Operations Department at Scotland Yard, which includes the Counter-Terror Command. And of course, remember, Kay, that it was the Special Operations Department at Scotland Yard that was in charge of the initial investigation into phone hacking at the News of the World at a time when Neil Wallace was the deputy editor. Now, he quit the News of the World in 2009 and, as I've learned, within months was hired by Scotland Yard as a consultant. I suppose we should make the point that Neil Wallace, as far as I know, didn't feature in the initial investigation, although he was deputy editor at the time. As far as I know, he was never questioned. And he is, of course, at the moment, still a suspect in the new investigation. He hasn't been charged and may not be charged. But I think what this does throw up is a whole question of the judgment of those who were involved in employing him as a consultant. And I can tell you one other thing, Kay. The Commissioner, in the light of Neil Wallace's arrest today, the Commissioner has made the chairman of the police authority aware of the contract that was drawn up between Neil Wallace and Scotland Yard last year.